yo so bo ku yo
This is Samson too. So Robert, introduce me to this group here. Who am I? What do I do here?
This is Samson too. He's the lead designer on this bridge replacement project. He's one of the most accomplished engineers in the entire office. So when there is a project that has a level of complexity, guess who they come to? Mr. To, the voice of the hotel. So with some respect to his name. He knows what he's doing.
Thank you. Okay, as you can see here, I'm a beginner impacting on the big mark. See how it's working like this here, and that's small work. That's what we do. We talk, but we do as well. We begin to see the beginner. Okay, the sweat is the bottom. It's my country. So we're doing it to be able to help. Whatever we can do to help. It's not about the money. It's about what we can do to improve the lives of our brothers and sisters. This is the city of beginner. And they put it in the sidewalk. Yes, I'm going to tell you. They put it in the sidewalk. And I'm going to be the one to be in the sidewalk. If I also want to. So, thank you. Good evening, folks. Samson told I brought up the radio. I'm not too sure if I'm ready yet, but we will be back. We will be back very shortly. Give us time. Give us a time. Give us a time. We will be right back. For help. It's not about the money. It's about what we can do to improve the lives of our brothers and sisters. This is the city of beginner, and they put it in the sidewalk. Yes, I'm not telling you. They put it in the sidewalk, and I'm going to say one thing in the sidewalk if I ought to. Thank you, folks. Samson told Public Radio. We're here again tonight to have a wonderful show. Please, all we ask, I know we're coming a little bit late, but please, guys, share this as many people as possible. They cut away. They guy want to start with me early this evening. Okay, enjoy yourself. I'll not even respond to you. But anyway, thank you, Vikes. Look, on a very serious note, please share this to many of you that are watching. Please share this to as many people as possible so they can join us and have conversation with us as well. It's very important we do that this evening. On this wonderful Thursday afternoon, we want to thank all of you and we want to thank you very much for joining us. Not that you don't have anything to do, but the fact that you're turning to us is a privilege. It's a privilege to have you here. It's a privilege to have you. And we want to take this opportunity to thank you very much. We say thank you very much. Thank you very much. Safety, Lord Jesus. We want to thank you again this evening as we come before you, my Lord. We want to thank you for everything you have done and continue to do for us. We want to thank you for everything you will do tomorrow for us. Though we don't know what it is, but the fact that we have faith in you and we know your ability to produce for us. Oh my God. You're wonderful. We want to thank you. My Lord, we come again tonight to put the Republic of Liberia in your hand, the people of the Republic of Liberia in your hands. We ask, my Lord, protect, guide the process. We ask that the President of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Baka, be blessed. Whatever he touches, my Lord, bless his hand. Whichever door he knocks, oh, Jesus, open the door. Extend his hand. Extend his life. You brought President Baka to us. He's demonstrating some of the good things you wanted him to do. He's doing it. We ask, my Lord, that you continue to bless him. Bless him. We ask that the host country, the United States of America, be blessed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Again, folks, thank you. God, thank you for sharing. So, we're going to continue with the process. The juice is here. When you see the cup, a big cup like they have with the juice, that tabata. But most of our tabata, to be honest with you, they're very truthful and they are on point. And we want to thank all of you for contributing to this process. Thank you very much. All 95 of you, thank you. Please share so more people can come in. We want more people to come. Thank you, guys. Mose, good evening. Thank you. So,
I asked a question the other day, and at the end of the day, Mr. So CEO came in and turned the whole thing upside down, made me to be a defender on the witness stand. But once he put me on the witness stand, I'm not going to draw back. I will be the witness that would be his worst nightmare witness he ever seen. George, so I beg you, my man, don't start anything at the evening, man. I'm gonna kill you, not kill you. Anyway, that is kind of thing. Michael Jordan then used to drink and he can fly. Man say I drinking it too. I bring basketball here, I would dump it. But let's go on. Let's go on. Want to thank you on a very serious note. So the question that I asked the other day, and a very serious one: Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Especially leadership. And before the leadership themselves, you know, come to think about it, the people we elect supposed to reflect our inner self. The people we elect supposed to reflect who we are. So why are we electing people that are criminals? Why are we bringing people on board that will steal from us? That does it mean we ourselves will be willing to steal when we have the opportunity? So what is it? What exactly are we? Who are we? Liberians. I know we're Liberians, and there's no question asked. You can take me from Liberia, but you can't take Liberia from me. Yeah. You can't take it. I leave here right now. I go to Montreal. If I say I'm not riding car, I will walk. I will walk because I know my way. It will be a little bit difficult because some of the places is a little bit changed. But once I get on like for example, I can walk from Slipway all the way to Fairmont. I can still do it. I can walk from all road all the way to Waterside. I can still do it. I can still. In fact, just recently when I was in Liberia, we marched from Ducal Hotel all the way to the LU campus. I walk. The liberal. Seriously, I have the video to show. I walk. I climbed the Crown Hill street, the street, Crown Hill. Since that was my first time since 1981. I thought I was going to pass out. And I started thinking to myself, if I fall down here and pass out, what people would say about the liberal falling on Crown Hill? My own hill, the hill I used to run on. Eh? I used to run up the hill, down the hill on Crown Hill. Then I say I would not fall down. God would be there. God was there. I walk and walk and walk. Crown Hill. You think Crown Hill that's money? Maybe to you young man. But man, I must say I know too. Crown Hill was not an easy task. As I was approaching Crown Hill, some of the things I was going through my mind. Why did you even put yourself in the type of situation you can't handle? Hmm? Mr. Toll, why you put yourself in the type of situation you can't handle? Hmm? Then I thought to myself, well, I used to go right on Crown Hill. Yeah, we did some real good. Oh, Monterey sweet, man. Monterey sweet. Those days Monterey was sweet. Crown Hill. Crown Hill. Crown Hill. From the bottom of the hill all the way to YWCA. I mean YMCA. Yakababo. I don't say anymore. I don't say anymore. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. But Crown Hill, they were yeah. But then when I went back, zero now, to climb that hill, ah, I say, yeah, I can't put my chest. It was an engineering day, by the way. I say I can't put myself with a young LU student, Stella Marie student there. All the young people that play football, I don't even touch ball for almost, I don't know how many years. I come and walk here. What if I start having cramp? What am I going to do? All kinds of stuff. but I walked the hill. Thank God we did. But the point here is this. Somebody, a young man called here the other night, and I thought, yeah, even though we were heavily affected and we're emotionally scarred for life, nothing gonna change that. But what was the purpose? Is it all because of one man, one vote? As I was arguing with Walter Cutter that night, one man, one, is that enough? When are we going to transfer the lives of many Liberians? The people we kill by the fini, they kapu. Okay. So they ain't got nobody to talk for them. So we're not even doing war crime, thing like that. We, those of us that did the killing, we just walking the street of Monreal. Okay. Okay. You sit down there, you walk, let walk. Those of us that did the killing you don't walk the street of Monreal. The people we kill by their family, them people own the England, they ain't matter to us. As Liberian, we don't care about their family, people crying day in, day out, having bad nightmare about their family member being killed. That one ain't matter to us. But they are killing. We walk in the street. Some of us not changed to pastor. Some of us not changed to minister. Some of us not changed to representative. Some of us we're doing everything. The life of the people we destroy, it don't matter. Who are we? Who are we? Are we a killer that just walking around, don't think anything else? Who are we? We said we were bringing war to Liberia to straighten the situation that we felt was undeveloped, unprivileged, and people were suffering on a certain government. We want to change that. Who are we? Where are the changes? Where are the changes? Where are the changes? Go look at Monreal. If it wasn't for the Liberian diaspora, the buildings, Monreal would have been taken over by foreigners by now. Who are we? We take foreigners and put them over the mold of the Liberian people. Who are we? What is this? When were the young people? When were the young people that count on Liberia and call Liberia their home? When would they have the opportunity to move up? You bring contract to Monrovia, bring contract to Liberia, and you look for foreigner that you haven't seen before, but because they can give you kickback. Who are we? Is that why some of us spend 4 or 5 years in the United States, all over the world, studying? Because we want to go back so we can get kickback? We sit in the classrooms 4 or 5 years. The same classmate we have, some of them going to different country, improving the lives of their countrymen, improving the lives of their fellow citizens. But for us, when we get the master, 4, 5, 6 master, we go by it for stealing. Who are we? Who are we? We cannot be trusted by the people. We cannot be trusted by ourselves. Who are we? Why do we always put ourselves above the country? Hey, Mama Musa, you people did well. I will call you knee. I want to know how they. You did well. You're playing our country, and not for glory, not for money, but for the love of the country. Oh, we watch you. We saw you. Some of us trying to emulate. We try to follow. We were not that good, but we try. But it was nice having you all. Kofi Bruce. Eh? Black Jesus. Eh? Abonat. Solomon Sipley. Your play. Struggle. To play football, none of easy stuff. But how much were you guys making? 0. But you play for the country. And this is what we don't have today. For people to do things in the interest of the country. We don't have that. We don't have that. Can we go and beg people that Mom who's out there who's still alive to come and help us? Can we do that? What kind of country we have? Who are we? Who are we? We are unable to protect the other folks in Liberia. We can't protect them. We don't have no safety net for anybody. So the older they get, the more they steal to produce their own safety net. Why can we not have a safety net for older folks? Who are we? And we sit down. Patriotism. The more we come together, the more we are together. Is that what we do? Many of these people have been in law making business for the last 10, 15, 20 years almost, or whatever years. What are the results? You will say, oh, but there's a peace in Liberia because Liberian, the poor Liberian that are still suffering, they want the peace. They're maintaining the peace. Not because of you. You and your 2,000 army that people you're able to stop when the children then ready to do something. You're able to stop them. They themselves want peace in that country, and you're utilizing the opportunity Liberians are giving you, and you're squandering the opportunity Liberians are giving you, and you continue to disgrace the Republic of Liberia. You continue to do things that are not in the interest of our people. Who are we, though? I always say, but this is what I'm going to do. Maybe I did my Grand Bassa Buchanan project. Once I get it to a good level, I will start doing a Saturday show to bring out history of our country. And the little one that I have here, because these are documentation that I have here, I will share it. So some of you can see how this whole crocodile business, what are some of the things, who are some of the people that are responsible today in our generation? What is this, my people? What is this? Every day, every day in the lives of Liberians, as soon as we get up, they want us stay again. They want us stay. Who will we trust now? Who we will trust? The people that needed to be trusted, those who believe will do what you don't even want to talk to them. CDC came to power. They put all the good people who supposed to be nice and do something right, they put them aside. They brought in all the yama yama. The party came to power. First thing they did was cut off John Monroe. Once and that's a song that I've been singing ever since. Once John Monroe was cut off, I knew United Party was going to be crook. No way, no two-way street about it. President Baker can talk from now to Judgment Day. United Party, they will steal from now to Judgment. President Baker can talk from now. It will not stop it. It will not stop it. As long as they block John Monroe from entering, from having access, I knew then that they were not. And I even 12 who were telling John Monroe that night when I went at him for 2 weeks in the place, people say, wow, doing that right. What happened? And they investigating him. There are even 12 who on an investigation, according to the story. What is this? At what point will Liberia look, I'm just coming from home. I give it to them though. The issue with the motorbike and the keke, yeah. But it should be extended. Every little fraction of Liberian lives is controlled by foreigners. But we say even the lawmakers, many of them are controlled by brown envelope produced by foreigners. Why do we behave like that towards each other? Many of them highly educated, economists, mathematicians, engineers, Google people. But the ideas of turning the country over so that the entire country will benefit, we can do it. Your way and you'll see. Your way, you'll see. And they come and start putting mountain that they play, you'll say, oh, there's something to me. They come and start putting mountain that they play, the real confusion will start. You'll see. You will see. You will see. Why? Look at this Rawafi highway, just a short little stem of highway. It will not finish just now. President Baka time will over. Another president will come here. Time will over before Ralphie Highway will not finish just now. Because why? We refuse to put in place mechanisms that will allow us to produce the maximum. Liberians are capable. Liberians are intelligent. Liberians have the ability to produce. But they don't want to touch them. They're looking for people, the leadership, looking for people, oh, Baku, you can make it. People don't like you. That's why they're criticizing. Liberia. Liberia. But I've always said this. Let me be honest here. Let me just say this. Some of us, okay, for example, if I just I just got through playing my game. You know, one of the Oculus game my son got me for I think $700. He got my hunting game on there. I go when I get on the game, I go all the way to Bulgaria to go hunt deer. I enjoy myself. After that, I lay down, go to sleep. When I don't sleep, I can't do the Grand Bazaar project free of charge. Of course, I do it. I finish, I lay down and sleep. I'm not in Montreal right now. God forbid, if for some reason I'm not able to get food, I can go to food pantry downtown Sacramento and knock to the door 12 o'clock at night. They will give me canned food I will eat. You do it in Montreal? When somebody say I ain't eat, I haven't eaten all day, that means they have not eaten nothing. Not even water. Not even water. You got Liberian trying to improvise every day just that they will make ends meet. And you got people who have the ability to open up the country to the entire country so that like, the citizens themselves can enjoy, they just close it to themselves. How long can you do that? This type of life is you cannot sustain it. I will say again. Democracy, the idea, the bluffing. Liberian called democracy a bluff before. You all know that one that not something I got to say. These are some of the reasons why Liberians call the bluff of democracy. Not that they don't love peace. But you just sit down there every day. Somebody put cacao over your head. And they say, oh, they feel the Zoko. Who made the Zoko? They make themselves. When these people fool us, and I say us because myself too are involved, they fool us, they get elected. Hmm? Then what happened? You'll not see them again. They collect a paycheck. They send their family to go abroad to go study. Ah, Jesus, thank you. And then we come back and we argue. I sit down here, we sit down on this platform. How this other person is so good than that person. But the surrounding, we don't see them. We don't see the surrounding. The law to protect the citizenry of the Republic of Liberia are all on the book. You don't have to pass new law. Just implement and enforce the law. Liberians are so brilliant. They have written so many books and so many articles and everything else how to transform the country from one point to another. You see, Allah, you go repropo agenda. You say Allah, you go read the arrest agenda. Everything in those agenda, how to move the country. No, you see, this is why I consider internationally wicked people. I can't say national. Some of them they don't even live in Libra. Intellectually wicked set of people. They know exactly what is needed. They know exactly what is needed to move the country from one point to another. So they will write in this agenda for the international community to start clapping for them. Oh my goodness, look at what the Liberian people say they're going to do. The counter power. Then that's the first 2 months. Pro agenda, arrest agenda, pro agenda. After that, they dump it one side. My agenda, how can I get rich? My agenda, how can I go my girlfriend then to go to the state? My agenda. Who are we? Who are we? Let me bring in Dr. Marley. And then I think tonight, Pat, there's no two-way street around it. We're going to have a serious clash here tonight if people do not follow my rule. I'm the detector. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? Who are we? I'm actually a detector on the network. Why? Let me bring in Dr. Marley. Dr. Marley, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm very serious tonight. I'm very serious tonight. Why is it that Liberians haven't had the opportunity to educate ourselves? That when we have the opportunity to join on the government, any government, instead of helping to transform the lives of our citizens, our brothers and sisters, we intend transferring our own lives. Who are we, Dr. Mali? Let's talk to me. Let's hear from you. Good evening. Thank you. You're muted, Doc. I can't hear you. Put your glasses on so you will see. I'm gonna bluff you, man. You leave your glasses on so you look at it. Put your glasses on. You can't see nothing, and you want to put your glasses on. I still can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear anything you say. Put your glasses on so you will see. Okay. He coming by, my people. But anyway, let's hope you will join me back. But while I'm waiting for Dr. Mali, folks, this is a very serious question. You know, when I was growing up in Monrovia, in the street of Monrovia, no education. But I will say this here. There was a lady, Dr. Bertha Baker Ezanko, saw in me, no education. She knew I have no clue on reading or anything like that. She said, you know what? I will force the idiot to know something. So you know what she used to do? She would invite people like the old man, the late Jackson F. Doden, because they're friends. Bring them those country boys, they call them then. But educated country, but bring them to her office for conversation. And then she would invite me to go to school or something. You see that man here? You see, we most likely will become vice president of the country. Highly educated, but a countryman. Whoa! Telling me. But where was I? EJ Raw was my thing. EJ Raw was my high school. EJ Raw was my College University. What do I want to listen? Until what changed me? She brought in Dr. Bole. Let me bring Dr. Mali now. I will end our story. Dr. Mary, are you there?
You hear me now?
Now you see, you put on glasses, now we can hear you. Thank you for joining, Doc. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. No, basically, my problem, Dr. Mali, is what are we doing to this country? What are we doing to this country? Our generation now gradually getting off the stage. What happened to the young people? You bring the Monuba, that young man, Monuba guy who wants to be president. you put him against any of these older folks. Many of the young people not even look at his way. They will want to go to the old people. And the old people, instead of that, they said, no, let me remove myself. I will help you to lead me. I will show you how to lead me. They want to lead us with their behavior that are so much out of touch with everyone else. So the young people who joined them, thinking said they're going to help him, is stealing. And he doesn't know what to do with it. He doesn't know how to handle it. Let's hear from you, Doc.
Well, I think you have some valid points tonight on the question of who we are, why things continue to happen the way they continue to happen. But I just want to bring a little parable here. Laborer,
Go ahead.
you are the father of your home. Our mother there, she's the principal deputy to you. The children make up the family, so they become the staff.
Doc, just hold on 1 minute. Let me bring in Terry.
Yeah.
Terry, Colin, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it, sir. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. Welcome, man of God.
Yeah, that.
So at the end of the day, you realize that two of the children start stealing sugar and other things in the house. You and your deputy, that is the Omar, compromises over a long period. Then the children, then they even start marketing the kind of idea to the other sibling in the house. And mommy and dad doing nothing about it until they became mature and decide to go live on their own. Now they are living with what I would call contaminated character. The stealing character with them. And they're going to live on their own now. They start to spray it, maybe in the office they're working, start to spray it, maybe in their businesses. I think this is what happening to Liberia and Libra.
Mm. Mm.
What's happening now has its own credo. What's happening now has its own story, has its own history. It has its own genesis. This thing is a root that was planted in 1847.
Mm.
Yes. It is a root. This root it didn't come overnight. When Doe took over, they were able to remove some individuals by killing them. But Doe did not reform the system. Doe did not dismantle some of the very things we're talking about today. So those things continue to live with us from time to time up to today. So some of these things account for who we are today. Like for instance, what kind of country are we running after Civil War? Almost 250,000 people were murdered. People come back and you get war law on taxpayer payroll. People are just complacent. Nobody even thinking about mass grave anymore. People are just normal. So the question, who are we? All the complacency started from down the line. The corruption thing. They see what planted since 1847. You see, our compromises, patronizing our own government, all the things started from that time up to today. So there where the mistake came in. When Doe came, he left all these things in place. Check the Constitution. What major changes are in the Constitution, the 1986 Constitution? Zero. Okay? But the way of life that was inherited, that is being inherited by most of us now, these are things that have been practiced over the years. You see? So the corruption thing is not a secret. It being part of our life, it even getting worse now. And our next argument was, oh, the Congo people were in power, the marginalized her, and they were taking away the resources. Okay, liberal, we accept that as another argument. But today, the native boys are in charge now. Why is it that the corruption is even triple now than when the Congo boys were in power? Why? Because they inherited it, they saw it as a form of government, and so they decided to continue with it. I think this is where we are from our own perspective. This is
Thank
where
you.
we are.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you very much for that brilliant, brilliant analogy. We appreciate it. But let's go to Terry. Perhaps Terry can help us expand on that more. Terry, good evening. Thank you. We're talking the same question I asked the other day, and then you and I, at the end of the day, we open a church here. It's the same thing here. Who are we? Why are we not transforming the lives of our brothers and sisters? Are we just uh, uh, inherently greedy and corrupt that to the point that we don't recognize our behavior as being detrimental to the survival of our brothers and sisters daily? Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mali. Good evening too.
Yes.
And
How are you,
I
man?
think I think it's not only corruption our problem. I also think we have a is a psychological default that also I want to believe we have because we have discovered now that it's not corruption because people who say other people were corrupt, the king they got rid of, then they became more corrupt. So our problem is not corruption. I think our problem is the is psychological. Like you see a friend, you see somebody in position, and you want the position they're in. So as a result, you do everything possible to get the position they have to live even more than the way they were living. So, and I think that is an African mentality. If I could be wrong, or somebody could challenge me on that, which I'm open to have that discussion. But I'm not thinking about, I don't think it's just only one aspect corruption. Because if you look at Liberia, corruption is everywhere in the country. Corruption is typically a Liberian thing. You know, we hail people who portray corrupt behavior. It's our thing, it's our mindset, it's the way we think, it's part of our culture, it's part of our like what that our upbringing is part of our upbringing. You get in the cab with a taxi driver. In fact, certain time of the day, the taxi driver will tell you say the fare is 200 because he looking at the urgency, the demand, especially in the evening hour. He carry the price up. You get in your car, you got to pay that amount. But these are the same people that will be talking against the government that the government is corrupt. So is corruption really our problem? I would say yes, corruption is part of the problem, but corruption is not our main problem. Our main problem is psychological. Is a psychological default that once labor is enjoying and labor is doing well, I must fight labor to bring labor down so that I myself can do well too. And if it costs for me to use every necessary information to do it, sometimes people just trying to exercise their political theatrics there because they go to foreign countries, they learn, they educated, they want to come back to the country to work in the country. So they say, but then to do that, I got to allow myself for political institution and bring, the incumbent down so I can assume that position to be able to exercise what I know or what I have learned from other places. To enjoy too. I want to be information minister. I want to be a legis boss. I want to be a CSA director. But I'm stuck in America. All right. I'm behind one little place in one small apartment, struggling there. People see me, they think I'm looking good. But in actuality, I'm not really doing well. So I will bring this other administration down so I can assume the responsibility and then I can be able to exercise my expertise, what I learned. So, in my opinion, this is not about, this is never about, it is really never about corruption only. I want to believe it's more about a psychological default.
Thank you. I agree with you to a certain extent, Terry and Dr. Marty. I think these are all in our mind. But Terry, you struck a good point, except I will try to bend it the other way. There are those Liberians that are educated themselves, true, and they go through the political means to assume power. However, many of them do not exercise their expertise correctly to benefit the Liberian people. Many of them, the fact that they are educated, they then try to use that system, that educational process they have, in a negative faction to manipulate the systems to turn it so that they can enrich themselves. And I've always said these people are highly educated and they're very sophisticated. But can you imagine? Can you imagine, as smart as they are, if all of these things that they're doing, if it was in the interest of the country, bringing AME or whatever nonsense people they call themselves over there at the port. You want to tell me why we still bringing white people to run our port? We are unable to run the port effectively ourselves. When the white people came at that time, we got shipped, we got metal all over the place in the port. It's all cleaned up now. Why are we still counting on people to run it for us?
That
Why?
one is political reason.
Well, I understand that. That's the point that I'm making. But it's not for nothing. There are certain kickback in it. It's not just political. Because these people, the white people, they don't vote. They don't have no voting power in Liberia to say if you don't do this for me, I will try to dissuade
But,
voters from
but the
you.
reason, let me just say this before Dr. Malik. The reason is because the Liberian politician, the typical Liberian politician, believes that if I give this contract to a typical Liberian man, it will limit my chances because he will employ other people, and those people that are supposed to be employed supposed to be voting for me. When the people get employed and they are in power financially, they will make the right decision as to who to vote for. But the poorer the people are, the easier way for me to
That's
persuade them.
you just made my point that these
Okay,
people are
so the
educated, but
political strategy.
it's not a strategy. It's an intellectual wickedness.
I agree, but it's
So
also a
for
strategy that
them,
get them
yeah,
reelected.
okay, whatever you want to call it. But my point here is this: it is this country is not a farm. The reason why you go to the political gathering or the political theater, whatever, you are there to serve. And our people do not understand, especially the politicians. They understand that, but they make sure our people don't understand the word serve. They understand election. They understand that maybe if I vote for him, he will do X, Y, and Z for me. Instead of if I vote for him, he will do things for us. There's no us with Liberian politics. It's me and them. And as from my perspective, as long we have that kind of mentality, as you correctly stated, we're not going to improve. Because, for example, let's go back to the port. You're saying that if these people make it possible to give Liberian the contract for Liberian, they will employ people. And as long as they employ people, the people's lives will be better. And they're not going to be dumb anymore to vote for me because I haven't done anything in a while. So, in order for me to stay in my power, I will keep them down. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that kind of mindset, that kind of wicked mindset, you're not just helping yourself, you are now helping to destroy the future of the country because you're not going to be young forever. Look at Genghis Khan. Look at the way Genghis Khan didn't die. You think that's far fetched? You think that's something not possible for Liberians still? So let me go back to Dr. Mali. Let's hear from you on this. Then maybe we can switch to another subject matter.
Yes, liberal. The issue you raised tonight will keep coming back as long as we live as a society. It will keep coming back. until some radical reform, again, you will disagree with me. But it will keep coming back. We inherited a system where we were programmed to look on the sea where ship brought rest for us for a long time. So how do we disabuse our mind that look, the soil is rich, we should now focus on our soil. The program us to look on, to look up to the seas where the ship brought Pusawa rice, and up to today, we're still looking up to the ship to bring us rice. That one aspect. Okay. The second aspect, the program also believe Liberia is farm where you come harvest, come to the United States and enjoy, and it's true. We are still doing it today now. The indigenous are doing it. All right? They program us when they give me job, I bring my relative in, whether they qualify or not. It was then. It's still happening now. All right? The program on where if I don't have job, but I have few buildings, government will rent those buildings for the 1 year just to keep me going. And when the year ends, they get my check, maybe a $500,000 to keep going. That is the system we inherited. You see, we inherited a whole lot of things. We also inherited this individualistic way of life. I, my wife, and my children. I, my wife, and my children. You know the new phenomenon in Liberia now? Even those guys that are in top position. Let's start from the representative. They go in the interior and bring these, they are ready to stay. Start to enslave them now. Okay? Some are staying home to just cook for them. They don't send them to school. The very offices they're working in, when the month end, according to sources, some of these guys, they collect all those people check and say, come to my house for your check. The same practice we went in 1847 is still happening. Okay? Now you just use a very important word here, self. It's always ourself. It's the same thing those guys were prioritizing themselves rather than prioritizing the country for which Liberia was not developed up to the time they took over. Right? Those guys prioritizing themselves up to present. So the question now is, the indigenous have been in power since 1980. After the war, we stay in power. All right? Why is it that they don't want to correct some of these anomalies? Why they don't want to correct these things? My answer here is that we need a radical approach to some of these things if we want to move ahead as a nation. To be very frank with you.
Thank you.
So the next question you will ask now is how? Then when I start explaining the how, nobody wants to agree with me.
The how will have his own show. First of all, let me welcome Victor Smith. Mr. Smith, good evening. Thank you for joining us this late in Liberia. We say we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let me go now. Let me say this, and then we can go around the room. What's on your plate, and whatever you want to discuss, we'll discuss it. But as far as the who are we? Most likely it's going to be my topic for a while. But let me say this on this here. Liberians, until we can recognize that the country, the Republic of Liberia, will be built effectively only by Liberians. Foreigner will not build your country. They will only build to keep themselves under the roof. They will not build your country. Until Liberian leaders and those who are in power of authority will be able to empower Liberians. When the rainy season comes again, we're gonna start walking in the rain in the city of Monrovia. And you have flood in Broad Street. And Broad Street is higher than the ocean. Broad Street higher than Do River. You have places that are a little bit below the Do River water side, and you can't even afford a common pump to pump water from water side back to the Do River. We can't do that. Water can go uphill, but in Liberia, the hillside can be flooded because people build on top of drainage system that was developed back way back, and we got nobody. When we try to approach it, they said leave it alone. Until Liberians realize that in order for us to move forward, we're gonna have to put our feet down and be honest with each other. Those who can steal, lastly, those who are stealing, lastly, they must be made an example. I'm going with
Capital punishment.
I'm going. No, no, I'm not going that far, but I'm going with Dr. Marley tonight.
Wow,
Let's
this is not a
build.
good night.
Let's build.
This,
Let's build.
Mr.
Let's
So, where
build
are you?
ourselves.
You can't do that
No,
because
no, hold on. Let's build ourselves a liberal better yala. Let's build ourselves a liberal better yala. People who steal while we're waiting for you and your court system waiting, go stay in liberal better yala. Because that's the only way. If your brother, if you're the president, your brother steal, put him to better yala, liberal better yala. If your son is stealing, put him over there. Because when people see that indeed this president or this leader is serious by starting with their own family member, they will stop. But let's go, Dr. Marley. What's on your plate?
yeah,
We'll on to the next. You want to make comment on this?
yeah, I want to make a follow up because you see that you want me to make follow up because you go straight to Dr. Mark. But bro, you got a point, right? Even though we're joking around. But I wanted to say something. Dr. Marley stressed on some very fine points that all are inclusive and embedded. He used the word they we are programmed, right? Something like that you said. I said we are programmed.
Mhm.
And that is the psychological default I'm talking about. And let me read something that it says here. All right. It says when a psychological default is a mental automatic setting your brain falls back on when you are not actively thinking or making a deliberate choice. It's like your mind basically your mind baseline mode, the thoughts reaction, your behavior you return to without effort. Now listen to this, the most important one. It says when you don't consciously decide, your brain use a default pattern. This pattern comes from habits, past experiences, belief, and emotions. So your a psychological default is just a mindset that you have been programmed into believing, like what Dr. Mari said, the ancestors. What we saw them doing is what we copy, is the photocopy we got. So the typical Liberian man, like what you said, the same thing the Congo people used to do, that the same thing the native people doing. They go to the horse, they follow the same pattern. Instead of changing it, they go back. They can relapse to that position without any effort because it is already in their memory. It is part of them. It is what they've been trained to, their mind have been trained to believe in. That's what I'm talking about. So it's not something that you can say you're going to eradicate just by building better yara. You have to recalibrate the system and reset the system, especially starting from the school system, even from elementary, teaching the kids how to process, how to think, how to love their country. We got to rebrand patriotism to Liberians because we still carry the settlers mentality. They felt to themselves that Liberia was just a place they found and not ready their home. Maybe I could be wrong. So I think that's the angle I wanted to come from to just make a follow up, not really to debunk you.
Yeah, Lebron, can I just add small little thing to this thing and we'll move on?
Go ahead. Go ahead. If you
I
guys
think I,
get, you want to have this is a it's
I
a
think
topic.
yeah, I think we're changing the trajectory tonight, and that's very good for our own country. But let's go further than this.
Say,
We still have
hold on, Dr. Mary. Say you say it good. Let me dream my Joe because I come and change the whole thing now. Say you say it good. I come and make stop at that now. But go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
you see, so like what the man of God just said. We got to change our mind, change our attitude, change our thought. But how? For instance, let me just get 3 examples here. Just 3. Which of course I know I will be placed under the bus for them. First of all, we need to do away with the slave identity in Liberia. That's the first place we're starting from in our schools. First of all, that whole slave history, we need to bury it. And so that the new generation grow up with a new history. Secondly, the constitution has to be changed. That constitution, don't just play around it. Too many things he left inside, and it was where then got a little cut and they just brought it and what have you. You see. But our educational system, like for instance, there's a need for us to even get 2 or 3 vernaculars now being taught at all our universities. And we scale down on this whole English thing. You see, and teach our children a very different history. So it's like we have to reinvent the wheels. All the naming of our street, Broad Street, Carey Street. I mean, these are all people who stigmatize this. We remove all those things from our place that we don't need them. Crosserville, you get all those things out of the system, bring in traditional names. You see? So if we want to work on the mind, we also got to work on the symbols.
Dr. Mali, let me hold you there. What you're suggesting have already been tried.
When?
We came and killed all these people.
No.
No, hold on,
No,
Dr.
no,
Changing the
Lebron.
names of, no, hold on now, hold on.
No, killing people, it doesn't mean change.
Okay, no, hold on, Dr. Mali. We came in.
Mm-hmm.
What you're talking about removing the names of the slave, I bet you might even go back to say we're gonna change the emblem of the love and liberty met me
the
here.
country name. The country name has to be changed.
That's fine. But I'm going further than that.
Okay.
I said we tried that already.
How?
Are you changing the name of the street? Would that pave the street? No. By you changing the name from Cruiserville to Townville, would that change the mindset of the people? No.
Yes.
I don't think so. Let me
Yes.
say this, Dr. Mali.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
We tried, and I'm going there. We tried that already. It's not fairly good for us, to be honest. Now, what I think, here we go. Guess what?
I don't know what we tried here before. I don't know.
Guess what? That Cruiserville, that all river calling now. Dr. Mali, you hit somebody up river. You want a link up river? I was saying. I was saying the link, Dr. Mali, you're not that new kind of warrior. Water cutter coming up. No, but on a very serious note, we say these things to be honest, Dr. Mali. I think we've tried that before. What I think is happening here, to be honest, and I'll be a little bit ridiculous here. That's my middle knee, anyhow. I'll be a little bit ridiculous here tonight, and that is, as a people, we are confused. To be honest with you, very confused. And why am I saying that we're confused? For example, I live from here right now. I go to Total. I want 5 wives because I can't afford it. I come back to America. I can't do 5. I can only do 1, even though I know I can afford it. But the law will not allow me. I live from here right now. I go back to Monrovia. I will start cussing the policeman then. What you do to me? You know where I come from? You can't do nothing to me. I start speaking Siri. I come back here. The CHP says, Samson told, stop the car. I stop the car. The first thing I do, I put my 2 hands on the wheel, quick. Because if I don't do that, that casket, they will take me in straight. So we're so confused. We come here, Dr. Mali. We go to school with many of these people, same education, same level of education, same degree. They go improve the lives of their citizens. We go improve the lives of ourselves. So changing street neo, changing you can change from Monserrato County, you can call it Town Grand Gila County. It doesn't matter. It's not going to help you. It's the mindset. And I think you correctly stated that the program, and Terry pointed that out very quickly to say it doesn't matter what you do. If you corner Liberian man, the first thing he will do, he will fall back to the original position that he saw his forefather behave. It's already there waiting for us. All we have to do is you take the dust and then we say, you go to Montreal right now and you corner some of the big shots in the corner. The first thing, you know who I am? You know who you know me? That's the first question. And those kinds of questions should not be asked anymore because we kill people for those things. Let me hear from you, Terry, then we can close it.
Okay.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on, hold on. Walter Cutter is here. Hold on. Let's bring him
Oh,
in. Let him spike it up. Walter Cutter, thank you for joining us. What's on your mind?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Beautiful topic. You remember the last time I was on this platform and I read something to us to encourage us. I see, and Dr. Mali said we're being programmed. Beautiful. And that's good because we are in biology, we learn to adapt. You understand me? Biology says, and one of our characteristics is adaptability. Over time, we learn to adapt way of life. But guess what? The good news is anything that is learned can be unlearned.
So Walter Cutter, let me hold you right there. We learn to adapt.
Yes.
Can it not go south on us as well? Can we not learn to adapt bad behavior?
So that's what I just said.
Okay.
Anything that is learned can be unlearned. All right. So what we are doing here today is educating our people to unlearn those bad behavior. And the way we will be successful if we are honest in pointing it out, because the people that are going there, they are you and myself. They are not a bunch of people sitting now in the corner with a mentality that plunge us into abject poverty or dysfunctional system. There are people like you and myself, people who sat in America here and spoke like how you and myself speaking today. Oh, it's bad there. Then it's not good. It's evil. Let's go and change it. And when they went there, they did the same thing. They are doing the same thing today. Okay? And we are speaking. But are we speaking from the position of sincerity, of honesty? Once we do that, and when we get there, we start to practice what we preach. And that's what I taught you. Hope is not once. Hope is internal. Hope is perpetuity. Hope is something that we can sit and say, look, let's keep hope alive. We have to keep knocking the doors. We have to keep being positive. We have to keep telling the people truth. Those people that we elect into office, we have to sit down and say, look, I like you, I elected you, but what you're doing is wrong. That they'll sit down and know the emperor is naked and say the emperor has a clothes on when he's singing the same song, while we knowing ourselves that the emperor is naked. Once you start to tell the emperor that you got clothes on, because the emperor said, I got clothes on, but even though you see him that he's naked, then you know what happened? You have not been sincere. You just continue the process of implementing poverty more on yourself. Because now, generation after you will come and cry the same cry that we're crying today.
Thank
Because
you.
we didn't make that footprint for change.
Thank you. Terry,
can
Dr.
you tell?
Mali. No, hold on, Terry. Let me make the point very quickly. Terry, Dr. Mali, and Walter Carter, including Samson Toe. I think all of us full of it. All of us full of it. We know these things. Terry, I made a statement earlier. Listen to Walter Carter. Listen to me. And listen to yourself. Listen to Dr. Mali. But yet still, when we are pushed on our own party line, or our love for the leader will change. We will
Exactly.
not preach what we're preaching now. If I were to come now and start putting Dr. We are on the bus, water cutter that are preaching to us right now, who I'm asking you to invite in your church this coming Sunday, he will not talk like that. And this is what I mean. Who are we? Why are we so much like this? And I'm putting myself in there. No, I'm different. I follow it. I follow it. I thought Tabata, but Tabata is correct. Tabata. Walter Carter, thank you very much. Let's go ahead, Terry. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, did Mr. Keto tell the emperor that his clothes were off during his regime, or says yes?
Oh, here we go. I
Did
just it will come in
you?
start. It coming. We were on a
But
good
that's
road.
not the thing.
Terry now
Ket-
take let's see the different.
Keto,
Water cutter respond will generate a
you know, it's a beautiful
whole lot of
response.
stuff.
But he's speaking about himself because I know that JMB is trying to go to now. But he's also speaking
You
about
see,
his own man.
I just said
Because the thing
Terry,
here
Terry,
is,
no,
Terry, just
Terry.
for
That's not what he
information.
Keto,
was
give me a chance.
saying.
Give me a chance, but let me tell
Go
my
ahead,
own.
go ahead, Terry. Go ahead, Terry.
Even on the show, you can't even tell. At least for us, we can tell our empire that my man. The other thing here, your share of. But you aren't able to say it. If I challenge you now, you ain't able. These are the things we're talking. But Labor, let me tell you something. Back to the topic, right? Psychological, the mind, the reprogramming of the mind is a very powerful weapon. If you see what happened here, right? What happening into this country we in? There is a certain race. I'm not going to call the name. You see how they are programmed. They are programmed in a way to behave a certain way because that is what uh you know that is what political leaders, scientists, that is what they do when they want to keep a certain race beneath a certain level. They program them to be at that stage. So they categorize them and put it in a certain environment, knowing very well that they will be programmed to that limitation, that level of limitation. And that is what I see even in this country, and that is what I also see in our country as well. So as a result, you see, when we come here, we get sick, we get homesick because we want to go home to do the same tabata that we used to do before that we know we can't do here. So we we can do certain things here not because of not because we will not do it because there are still some Liberians that go to jail, they do some bad things, but we cannot do certain things here because the restriction here, the rules here, the laws here are effectively employed. But when we go back home, we know that those laws will not protect, those laws will not stop us from doing what we want to do because we relapse back to our former normal psychological default mentality. So how do we come out of that? It would take reprogramming, like what we always talk about. Reform can also be a means of reprogramming. But we have to be strategic and we have to be deliberate and intentional to do a reprogramming of our society. That's the only way we can change the status quo. Otherwise, we will just continue to be in this cycle continuously. Leaders come and go, they do the same thing. One a political leader will say, "Oh, they may riding a $500,000 car." When you come there, you start riding $500,000 car, and just what he's saying, your surrogate start defending you why you should ride $500,000 car. All right. We can do these things without even thinking that what we're doing were the same things that we once preached against. And that is why I believe it's a psychological default. We have been programmed to be thinking that kind of way and to keep our society in that particular pattern. So I think that is what it is. But we got to reprogram or we got to deprogram the way we've been thinking.
Okay, thank you again,
Uh, uh,
folks.
uh, uh, uh,
Stamps into La
Libra.
Papa Rito. Yeah, let me just make an announcement. I'm
Okay.
here tonight with Dr. Marty, Terrence Collins, and Winter Carter,
Yeah.
all of whom are Liberia,
Yes.
Liberia
I,
Public Radio analysts. And we're
I,
having a wonderful, wonderful conversation tonight. So Let's hear from you, Doc.
Yes, let me just take you back to a little short history that maybe we can ponder around and get it into our discussion. You see, the Gold Coast was ruled by the British colonists for 83 years before independence, before Kwame Nkrumah came in as prime minister, and later on he took over. 83 years. So let's go back to what my brother Mr. Keto just said. They were programmed for 83 years, but what happened? And they fought them. But when they took over, they decided to prioritize their vernaculars as another means of uniting themselves against the colonialists. That one thing. Even up to today, foreign student who goes to Ghana and attend their schools, you must learn one of those vernacular, especially the Fanti, before you even graduate. That nationalism right there. So what we're seeing here now is, what I noticed right now is that those are all who were fortunate to travel abroad in the United States, Canada, Australia. We have become the new Congo people right now. We go home, we don't respect the police, we try to enslave the people, whole day we lay down, giving instruction all around the house. People play music, us I will go to church, and then I will call the police and come grab every one of them there. So we have become the new Congo people when we go back home. You see? So at the end of the day, so now you even see some of our brothers from the diaspora getting down there and even telling someone, if you play with me, I'm gonna purchase you. I will purchase you. I'm gonna put you and your family behind bar for a lifetime. I've seen people saying these things from the United States. In Liberia, I've seen that to the airport. You see? So what we're seeing here is that, like what Sister just said, we need to do some strategy. It cannot be the old strategy. To be very frank with you. Like for instance, let me make Liberal happy a little bit tonight. You see, Joseph Boakai is like he tried to get away from this system by just testing the iceberg. By breaking down people they're building in alley and other things, people ain't used to these things. You see? So if the system then was removing people from alley up to the time Doe took over, we used to that other system, nobody going to be on the alley right now. You see? But the question now is, the corrupt generation has become so huge that to remove them, you will need a radical approach, like what Gerald Rowling did June 4, 1979. You see, he had to really introduce a radical approach to put the system under control, even though corruption is still in Ghana, but at least a little bit down now. You see, so it would not introduce a radical approach here from the school down, where when you cheat, you go to jail for 6 to 7 months. You come from there now, you never cheat in school no more. Teacher who behind the little girls then for grade, and abusing them, you get the evidence. They go through due process. You lock them up and even ban them from teaching maybe 5 to 10 years. You see, you will have to approach the system in a different way. The guy that's sitting to the horse, the guy that in the horse now, will cry every day. He say, oh, the guy, they're taking so much money, they paying themselves huge money. That's how the system was built from 1847. So the guy now, they now looking at Liberia as a farm, you know. It's an opportunity now to enrich themselves. They call that government. What do? We got to reduce their power, change the constitution, put in some serious thing down there so the rogues will not take advantage and get in the house there and law over the people.
Thank you, Doc. Let's Walter Carter. Let's hear you before we open the line.
Thank you, Liberal, and good, authoring there by Dr. Mali and Terry too, right? So Terry, some of the things that we keep doing is the repetition that is very rhetorical, all right? And I told you about repetition. in the piece that I read the last time. Repetition will keep us where we are, whether negative or positive. It will keep us. And that's what's happening in our political space, where when, say for instance, we are talking the same thing. We are speaking the same thing about change, about our mindset, about programming, about reprogramming our mind, about learning and and unlearning those bad habits. We're talking the same thing, but what we keep saying on this platform here is when somebody like me come out and speak about unlearning those bad things that we learned before, all right? And you saying the same thing, the only thing you have to tell me, oh, why you didn't tell somebody that was doing it before. Look, when you waste water, you don't go back and pick it up. All right? You're a man of God, you're supposed to be a philosopher. When you waste water, you don't go back and pick that water up. So stop being in
Is
the
that a
past. Don't
confession?
tell me, hold on. Listen to me. It's not a concession. We have
Okay.
the past
No,
is
I
a
said.
vote. We
I
voted,
said.
so we are according to Liberian people. You are not delivering that he promised to deliver. He voted him out. He's gone. Now the people that are there that are supposed to do the things that they voted this man out for, that they told Liberian, they're not doing it, and this is why we're crying. But what I'm trying to say, this is not a government situation. This is a Liberian
Oh God,
problem.
how can the lights
This
keep
is
on?
a Liberian problem. We have to start speaking out the truth, honestly, sincerely. We got to be intellectually truthful so that we can make that change that we advocate for. We will not only just be speaking, yeah, because we won't put a government in power or protect a government in power. When our government leave, then we go back to our same old ways, doing the thing. It's hypocritical. It's very hypocritical. And then you expect to have different results? No. That's why when I hear people, even at this point, you know what I'm saying? I never like a man like Yeka Koluba because I felt Yeka Koluba key, all of them were distraction. They were bringing, moral, trying to trash our moral value in the toilet, like Darrell Dillingham say, I mean. But at the end of the day, this man being consistent of what he did. He was consistent, did what he did with President Weah. The present government healed him, empower him, enable him. Now he's scared doing the same thing, and they are mad because he's doing it. Those are bad habits. We need to stop those things. We need to be honest in our approach. We need to be sincere if we want to change our nation. Look, it's good to like somebody. It's good to vote for somebody. But when you find out that the person is not doing what the person is supposed to do, you speak it out. We advocate for change, quick change, swift change, because we don't have time in our favor. We don't have time in our favor, or else our grandchildren will be sitting on the same platform here crying, and they will play the tip. Damn it, my dad, my daddies will be my granddaddies will be there on the station crying the same cry. Hear me here crying after 40, 50 years, crying the same cry. And it's sad. So we must change the way we think. We must unlearn those things that we learn. And it's not a rocket science. We can do that. We're a human being. That's why I said one of our characteristics is adaptability. Brother, we were born, we're not born with snow around us. We were fortunate to come in this country, and yet we are in snow.
People
We're
like
still living, we're not dying.
people like you in Connecticut and Terry over there in Minnesota.
In Minnesota, we're
And
not dying.
my own, I run away. I run away from it. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
the number is on. Let's take a caller. Good evening, caller. Can you lower your mouth? What you might call? Sister, go ahead. What's going on? Let's hear from you.
Hey, hello everybody. How you all?
Sister, what happened?
Since we won't talk about that, that's why your phone dropped.
All right, go ahead, sister.
Yeah, Dr. Mali, I appreciate the presentation today. Terry, nice seeing you, and the man from behind, the hidden images, Wilton, and my pop. I think this is a good conversation, but Terry took a shot at Wilton, and I wanted to take a shot at him, right? Because he went to Wilton talking about Wilton didn't tell his own emperor that he was unclothed. And so then when you talk about programming, you talk about returning to factory mode. Our default mode in Liberia is not Christianity. And so when you talk about programming people, religions also have programmed our people. So when you talk about, and I'll give you an example, and for those who didn't read it, Lent, for example, during Lent, You have these Africans walking around taking arches, putting on their forehead, right? They made a cross. That's okay. But when you see Baba with the arches on their eyeball, that problem, right? And so when you talk about programming, the way programming works is how you take a human being without them realizing it. You use systems to change the way they look at themselves, what they consider as moral, what they consider now as their value, what they look at to be stuff that is valuable in their life and that is achievable in their life and that they live up to. That is what programming is. And so when you're talking about when you corner a Liberian, they go back to factory mode. What is our factory mode? As far as I know, there is no civilization, there is no people on this earth that have not been impacted by outside influences. And if we want to go back to where we were from the beginning, then that's have to be without religion. Religion is also programming, just like politics is programming. So the bishop can sit there and take a shot at Wilton for political programming, and then when I talk about religious programming, they will say, oh, that's not that, I got an open mind. Well, yeah, but it's foreign. And if it is foreign and you adopt it, that's programming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but say, what street you calling from?
Okay. All right. Dr. Mate, let's
Yeah.
come to you. Go ahead. Well, but I want you guys to have in mind whenever any color caller will hold
Yeah.
you to your point, please.
I think Sese brought in a very good segment to the discussion. You see, religion or Christianity, I think it also bury us in this thing too. Seriously. It's like the people brought the Bible. While we spend so much time in church, they were carrying our mineral. That thing is a fact. It's a real fact. Yeah. It's a fact to the point where, I mean, it's like they didn't bring program to engage our ability. They brought program to entrap our ability. You see, because when you spend long hour in the church, you come out the next thing you go and find food to eat and sleep. Where the new idea is coming from. You see, and when the people leave the church, the white man go, he start thinking where the resources are in our community. While you sleeping, by the time you wake up, they bring you canned food, you eat it. The next moment, you back to the church. How do you grow? So I think Christianity also play a major role in who we are today, and it's not helping us up. Like for instance, Christianity in Liberia right now. If you went to Liberia for the first time, you see how we pray in our country. And they tell you evil is going on. You would not want to believe it. Our religious lifestyle is rather up to date in our country. We pray, we fast a lot. But what I noticed now is like, these are some of the same things we inherited 1847. 1847, it's like we're not praying like how we pray now. 1847, now we pray more than before. So at the end of the day, we are even being entrapped now with no new idea. There's a place in Liberia called the Mountain. People go there and they are there for almost 21 days. How will you get new innovation? These are some of the things they put left for us. So what do? We got to revisit that sector too. You see? And if we cannot change it, then the church will have to start paying taxes to help the poor people that you have in trouble.
Thank you. Thank you. I guess if you become a minister of finance, we'll be in trouble. The church. But thank you, Doc. And I've always one thing I noticed in Liberia when I went quite recently. Sunday morning, the entire street are empty. They're all in church.
Liberia are not even calling. You see what says? The poorest people in Liberia, they the one pray the most.
Mm-hmm.
The people that the lawmaker, do you know the people don't go to church? Because the thing they're praying for, they're getting it already. So why go to church? So the poor people going to church because they also need it.
Right. But the entire country, as far as I'm concerned.
sorry, man of God, but we just got to say something in our area.
That's fine. As far as I'm concerned, the entire country, Sunday morning. The streets are empty. Then you go find out they're all in the church. By 2, 3 o'clock, you see them walking from church Bible on their arm. Monday morning, they're cussing each other, man. That's where we are. That's that's where we are. So it's a very sad story. But let me come to you,
But the
Terry.
interesting part is that Monday morning, while the same church goer going on the farm to their garden, the pastor is going to the supermarket. You see that? The pastor is not following them to go on the farm. He go in the supermarket and he go on the beach to see when the ship is arriving. Look, we're introduced to some dangerous concept in our country there, and only radicalizing the system can solve some of the problem.
Let's go to Terry. Terry. Okay. Let me bring in Rescue 3. Rescue 3. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Mr. How you doing?
Fine, fine, fine.
You really giving people that are mother to boy tonight. You know the topic that you brought up tonight is very, very important. Well, I just want to ask you a question, Mr. Two. Hello?
We're listening. Go ahead.
Okay. Those days, you when I was staying with the Congo people, although you were,
Huh?
I think although you were not born as a Congo man, but you stayed with a Congo people before.
And I behave like Congo man too.
You behave like a Congo man because the training they put the training in you.
Mm-hmm.
But the difficult that you doing that stay with Congo people with all the training the Congo people are giving them, they still have that like great mentality. In a sense, these people they were very straightforward people. They will tell you go in the market, buy there, buy there, buy that. And typical agreement go down there, they will still do their papa and make sure and get a little thing for that to be able to suck away. So the corruption that we are talking about is not only at the level of the government. Corruption is in the home, corruption is in the churches, corruption is in the mall, in the Christian churches, in the Christian religion. People, Africans or Christians, not being very specific. Many of them will come in a foreign land, they will come here and talk to the people on behalf of the member. And when when these people get a donation, they will carry and sell some of these something. At the end of the day, the pastor collecting time for the member, pastor writing the 0 hour member are still walking on the ground. So it is a mentality in which that has been, especially in our country. Why today, when the Nigerian want to get rid, they can come open church in Liberia. And when they open that church, they will sell the salt, they will sell the oil, they will sell the water, and you will see the multitude of people going to that place. God has said that the salt is not in your yard. So the attitude, you're not when we're talking about the Congo people, don't be straightforward and tell them and say the truth to ourselves. Are we being really sincere to ourselves before? We are not being sincere to say the truth. Because Congo people are not the power for the 6 years now. But see the success today, how far the country is getting, the country is not going forward. Instead of going forward, we down there fighting one another. When these people are in the speaker who are hearing, which area was down there. We never heard of this thing, But today, all the Yapawere there, the girl guardians, today, they're fighting for power, removing one another. Instead of them advocating for the common people, we get down there fighting one another. So with all the training that the common people is son of our brother yesterday, many of them never really utilize it. Not different to ourselves. Many of them never utilize it, and they continue to suppress the country. So the issue today is ourselves. It's ourselves. Even in team Broad Street to South Street or Tama Street, Nigeria will still be in Nigeria. This is what I did say in Nigeria. They got 3 groups of human beings. They got the white, they got the black, they got the typical Nigerian. Today, when something is rice on the market, Nigeria men down the street, they want to go protest. We talk about bread, water issue. The land wasting down. But when the foreigner come and start making
money for our head, they will compare the foreigner making money here. So what the idea that foreigner using, what we can use the same idea. It's become many of the mentality, the slave mentality. People are still living with a kind of slave mentality. Thank you for the show, Mr. Toe.
Thank you. And I will give you an example. And you'll be the last caller because we're going to wrap it up now. I'll give you an example right now, quick. In Grand Yuda County, the Burkina are there. They're not special knife. They're not special color they bring in from Burkina. And are the same colors that they buy in Montreal. Are they seeing people? But if they when they go on that farm, they're not coming to town in weeks, even months, until they finish what they're there for. When I was growing up, they seen tree. You saw me when I went to bury my son. That tree where we were on there, they have a big one on in the center of the town. That I play all the men that can go play Lulu and check out while the women making fun. While the women over there, not brushing, but bringing food home and cooking. With this kinds, and they're still happening. It's still happening. So how do we expect to improve ourselves? It is within us as well. But I'm just saying tonight, before I go to for us to have a closing on this, I'm just saying tonight, folks, that the government. I'm not blaming any particular government, but I think those who are supposed to be helper. But I think was Rescue Three pointed out correctly that the helper they go when you tell them say go to the market and buy me two cup of rice, they buy you one and a half and they take the other half for themselves. And that's the same mentality that is still going on. Walter Carter, what will be your closing as we go around the room, please?
Thank you, Mr. Tour Laborer. It's good sometimes with politics here and there to keep the show happy and give it a little bit of vibe and stuff like that. Because man by nature is a political being. But these kind of conversation is good for our people. They are inspiring, the intellectual, and they're real. And
Walter
it's
Carter,
we.
Walter Carter, let me go in right there.
Mhm.
You see the CEO now here tonight. The show moving smoothly, isn't it? No confusion here tonight. And you see it? And you see it? Go ahead, Walter Cutter. Even
Thank
you,
you,
Walter
Laborer.
Cutter, you respect the rule of the liberal. You respect the rule of the board chair. Even the board chair calling himself dictator, you don't question it. But let's go ahead.
Anyway, why are you trying for us to go for our to put our clothes on our territory outside here again? Why you let the thing to be easy on you? Why you let it?
Okay, all right,
Uh,
let's go. Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's on a serious note. So we have to start conscientizing ourselves and our people when we sit. When we start to talk, first of all, we are not talking to other people. We are not talking to our enemy. Let us start talking to ourselves. Let us start talking in our mind the positive things because this is where all our ideas generated from. So we gotta start being positive ourselves. Because when we sit down and analyze the last 100 years and look where we are today, no way I can shift this blame on politicians. I'll be honest with you. I shift it on myself because who are the politicians? The politicians, they are me, you, and Sese Goya and everybody. You understand? Tomorrow, Sese could be in Liberia as one of the politicians in Liberia, and we'll still be talking the same thing if he does not change that mindset. All right? We have people in America that are agitating from Yola. Today, in Liberia, when you talk bad about what the government is doing, what they do, because you mind, because you find it on social media. You understand? So what I'm trying to say, we have to be honest. We have to have a purpose, intentional to say this must stop. We must change. We must do a whole three system. We're not going back to pre or colonial time or pre-settlers time. No, what we want to do is look, we can unlearn those bad behavior that cause our people to suffer. The next generation will not have a beautiful future if we act the way we continue acting the way we act today. You understand? You want to have a good future. We must be deliberate. We must sit down and say, no, enough is enough. This thing is nonsense. The Putu Mountain. We sit down and somebody come and tell us the value of our resources in the mountain, even though we don't have the capability to say, we'll check the thing and say, well, okay, this is $12 billion worth of thing. Yeah. I would tell them, no, no. Because when you go there, you're taking more than 12 billion. You're probably taking $1 trillion worth of mineral from in there. And you will leave the people with nothing. So I must start to put in place, think what the next generation will benefit from Pluto Mountain, not what I will benefit from my pocket right now. What the next generation would benefit. Because obviously people have to work. And those people that work, they will get paid. But when they get paid, what these people will leave a footprint for change for the next generation after taking all our resources from there. And I tell you, don't tell me say my Pluto Mountain is $12 billion. I tell you, no, 12 billion, like 12 days they spend that money in Iran. 12 days. It's gone. It would take 25 years to spend to tell a brand that $12 billion. We just say that big money. No, it's
Thank
not.
you.
We shall
Thank,
start thinking positive about our people. Once they say when old men plant trees, we share they do not sit under. The future is bright. We should start planting trees now for our children. And we
thank
gotta
you.
do it honestly. Thank you, Mr. Toll.
Thank you. Let's go to Terry. Terry, and then Dr. Mali will take us home. Terry, let's hear your closing.
Oh yeah, thank you, Labor, for the show. I know my son brother wanted to kind of shot at me, but that is what it is. But here is it, all right. While I oppose religious imperialism, it is important to recognize that Christianity itself does not inherently cause harm. Rather, it is the traditional beliefs associated with it that perpetuate social inequality and oppression. In Liberia, the default, the psychological default mode is in the tradition and not religion. Uh, can any one of you, Dr. Mali of Liberal, can tell me that your faith in which you believe, the Christian faith, was not part of the opportunities that you have today? I know when I see Labor on the show, sometimes he pray. Every one of us who sit in America today from Liberia, from back home, have some religious affiliation or traditional affiliation. But the sole core of our success, we tie it to our faith and our belief in God. Christianity gave you an open mind to choose. The traditional power today, they still believe that certain leaves can do certain things, can make people travel, can get people marriage, can get people prosperity. That is what we call that is what we call that. Those are some of the things we need to be deprogrammed from. Because when you look at programming, what program people mind to a certain status quo is family upbringing, culture and religion, schooling or authority figures, media and social influence, past experiences. These are the things that help to program the mindset of a person. And this is what our mindset, the librarians, we program back home from that Liberian, that level, from our upbringing, from our culture or religion, our schooling and authority figure, people in power, politicians, they all help to program our mind. Like what Dr. Malo was talking about, the laws of the state, the Constitution, 1986 Constitution, 19 woo-woo Constitution. Most of what they wrote, the settlers wrote, is still on the books. That is the same thing that our people are using today in the 21st century in 2026. You see? So when we talk about these things, these are some of the things we're talking about. All right? That we need to graduate from. It's not about fighting or trying to do anything. That is just my opinion. I believe that corruption is not the only means, it's not the only problem in Liberia. I'm not saying corruption is not. But we have killed 250,000 people claiming that they were corrupt because of corruption. Today, where are we? We wanted to eradicate the Congo people. Today, most of the people in power are native people from the village. You go to the village now, the poorest people in Liberia are not Christians, are not the people who can pray. They are the people in the village that believe in traditional power. They are saved because I went there, I slept on baboon steak. There are our young girls and children are still going to the Sandys and Poorer society. They are mutilated. They are mutilating them. The small girls, small children, they're mutilating them in the poor and Sunday society. We don't do that in Christianity. That is what we call, that is what our people need to be deprogrammed from because it's traumatizing. That is why I don't like to have this kind of discussion because it got too much energy attached to it. You see, these are things that we need to be de-traumatized from. When you go in, Liberia is not Monrovia. You go in the interior, the people, most of the people that don't know about God, but they get time for Christianity. They go to the leaf. They believe in the leaf more than God. What are you talking about? But guess what? They're still living in mud bricks. Why the leaf can't make them to get rich? Why they can't use it? So I went to Grand Crew, Joe. We are home. I met one elder. He told me, he said, my man, you won't go to America. That time I'm not even thinking about America. He said, my man, you won't go to America? I said, yeah. He said, I can make you go to America, but they man walking on bare feet. He ain't got no slipper, he ain't got no shirt. He in the bush. The place he's sleeping, human being can't sleep to those kind of places.
Thank you.
Traditional people. So yeah, thank you, Liberal.
Thank you. Dr. Marley.
Yeah, Liberal, to be very frank with you, until we change, until the church, the system is changed, no matter who is elected, we're going to be facing the same problem. It can be Kumio, it can be whosoever, no matter, except the system is very changed, to be very frank with you. And the changes will have to come with pain and tears. Because it's an issue of nationalism and patriotism. We don't have it. And at this time of our age now as a country, I don't know when we're going to have that, except we'll force it now into people through the schools. All right? But that's what I wanted to say. President Walker was born during the era of the Congo hegemony, 1944. Okay? He was 36-year-old when they toppled that system. So he a very good witness to that system. He lived in that system. He went to school into that system. Where he got the money from to go to school, I don't know. Whether it came from some of the Congo, I don't know. All right? So that's how the compromises started. Apart from that, he survived 3 other governments. The Dole government, the Taylor government, and now the Helen government. He was part of it, and the Weah government, and now he's in charge now. So President Boakai, he's well positioned to really say yes. The system then is still not helping us now. So as Lebra was saying, though, you know why people were all on the street celebrating when Dole took over? They were celebrating because they thought change has come. But we're just killing the people. The system was still intact. Dole left the system intact. You see? And that was due to so many factors. So many factors. Right? So the question now is, like the man of God said, the indigenous have been in power since I don't know when. It seems to be, I stand to be corrected. It seems to be the indigenous are enjoying what is going on right now. They see it as a good system. It's all because we are not in power, and so we are seeing it to be a bad system. I think this is where the point is coming from. Now Lebra becomes speaker now, and you want to remove his gas slip, and the other one here, and he can employ 40 people, then he will start raise his flare up. I think we're not in there now, so the system is bad. I think this is where we're coming from right now. You see? But when you're there, truly speaking, the system is not bad. Let me, for example, I know Liberal, you will get vexed with this one. When His Excellency got in power, what happened? there was presidential vehicle down there that he could use for the meantime because the country is poor and we got to look up to the poor
You got
people.
evidence to that? You got evidence to that?
I'm coming now. And at the end of the day, the people put in for a new brand, bulletproof.
You got evidence for that?
The Congo people were doing the same thing, changing car every month. All right.
All right,
So
Dr. Mari.
it
Thank
seems
you
to
very
be,
much.
yeah, it seems to be the system that time that has continued to today. It seems to be that system, the system is recruitive.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's some grease inside for which the people keep perpetuating it. But because we're not there, and so we are finding problem with it now.
Thank you. I think this should be a regular Thursday show where we will come and no politics involved. Dr. Mali just injected some here, and my feelings are hurt by bringing that car business. The puppet need to protect himself from who I don't know, but he need to protect himself. So I'm not going to touch that one there.
No,
No,
but
but
there was a presidential, there, we have left something behind. Well, you couldn't use it for the sake of the country for the
okay.
meantime.
All right, Dr. Mari, that's for politics. But I think I'm going to make this every Thursday where we'll come in and exchange idea intellectually without politics. There will be politics, but not engaging in a way of defending each other, bamboo or each other party and what have you. But I want to thank all of you tonight for tuning in. As I said earlier, you don't see the man here. The show is very calm. Dr. Mali is not claiming up to
No, it's
this
no,
bar. To
Labor,
bar.
depending on the topic. Even the CEO here, you are going to
No,
come to be
no,
positively to
no,
the
no. But the point I'm making here, you're not here tonight. You're not claiming to disbar Samson to move Samson to Mike away from him. You're not hiking that one here. You and Water Cutter not hiking that one here tonight.
yeah, because the
So,
CEO now here to back us, so we got to be calm.
oh, okay. Bamboo know, Raku know
But
what?
liberal,
You know what? Okay, all right.
liberal,
But anyway,
liberal, liberal,
yeah.
liberal, liberal. So I think we have another conversation. We can have this conversation where Terry brought it. I mean, his when sister brought it all about what religion has done to our people,
That would be
and
part. That would be.
Terry
But
tried to, yeah,
I
we have to bring
warn
that
all of
conversation up
us.
because
I warn all of us. With
Mhm.
those type of conversations, gonna have to be discussed intellectually,
No, it's not no fuss, no,
without having to go personal.
Right.
nobody going personal,
If we
nobody
can
going
have
personal.
those conversations with all aggression, with all this
No
noise,
aggression, brother. Don't
we
be
can
afraid.
be
It's just
calm
something.
and have the conversation. No,
We
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like
just
those
have
kind of things.
no
we
aggression
can have
because
those kinds of
the reason I
conversations.
say it's we're not about to make any fuss at because Terry when I'm born with Christianity in your hand. For all we grew up right in the church. And today our mindset about how people look at religion now compared to our tradition. When I look at it, I take my tradition over religion. Big time. Any
That's your
day for
choice.
free.
All right,
So
guys,
listen,
Good.
listen,
That's
that's
your
how I
choice.
say that's how I
I'm
say we shouldn't be
completely out of
personal.
time.
So when we're
Water
having this
cutter,
conversation,
But at the
we'll
same
just bring
religion brought
in
you to America.
water
no.
cutter.
Religion
We're
didn't
out
bring
of
me to
time,
America.
guys. We're out of time. Let's come back Thursday.
Okay.
We
Stop
will
calling
make
the name of
Thurs-
Jesus or stop calling the name of
we will
God.
make Thursday.
They are
Uh,
knowing serious.
we will make
Oh,
Thursday,
Terry.
guys. Listen. We will make Thursday show special
Good
this type of conversation. I want to thank all of you, and I will say good night to all of you.
night.
Thank
Have
you,
a good night.
guys.
Kuna liberal.
Thank you, Walter Carter,
Okay,
Dr.
sir.
Mali. Thank you very much. Again, folks, Samson told Labra Public World, I want to thank all of you. Sister Goya, continue on the right. George, thank you. Every one of you that participated in the conversation tonight, we want to thank all of you. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to come here sometimes to change the trajectory of all the conversation we're having. And we talk about different issues. And we're going to make it a hot topic. We will be discussing next Thursday issues of religions and our tradition. We will call it Christianity or I call it Muslim slash Christianity versus the traditional way of doing things. What happened? And those who have the knowledge will join us and try to contribute. But all we're going to advise is that you cannot You cannot talk out of position. You cannot talk over anyone. Then we will switch back to, because in politics and in political defending your own party, we can talk over each other. No problem, no hold back. But when we say we want to discuss intellectually, you will wait your turn and you will speak with the time given. Samson told Labra Pablito, I want to thank all of you. Please join us again tomorrow, and Mr. So will be here, and we'll be here as well. And say thank you very much. We appreciate all that you have done and continue to support this show. Good night, folks. This is Samson Toe. So, Robert, introduce me to this group here. Who am I? What do I do here?
Mr. Samson Toe is the lead designer on this bridge replacement project. He's one of the most accomplished engineers in the entire office. So when there is a project that has a level of complexity, guess who they come to? Mr. Toe, the voice of hotel. So put some respect to his name. He knows what he's doing.
Thank you.
Okay, as you can see here, I'm in beginner impacting. Run them big mark. See how it's working like this here, and that's small one. That's what we do. We talk, but we do as well. I'm in beginner, senior beginner. Okay? Again, the sweat is the body. It's my country. So we're doing it to be able to help. Whatever we can do to help. It's not about the money. It's about what we can do to improve the lives of our brothers and sisters. This is the city of beginner, and they put it in the sidewalk. Yes, I'm going to tell you. They put it in the sidewalk, and I'm going to be the one to put it in the sidewalk if I also want to. So, thank you.
Ese wepewa. Toba jiwa o. Nyama to bi mu na we toba we. Wa na bo bo na we. We mu to bi e ne toba ne we mo. Toro. Nyama mo e ba ruwa. Toba ipa we o. Kalu ju o mo do lo yan we o. Den toba wo o. Anu apa we o. Naiji we o wa. Be ba unji we o wa. Toro le o. Titi we. I'm on way playing, I'm on way play. I'm on the why pay no one knows. Why cover be your blood? Then my rock out and get your wife. My boy, you way near, and I so neo, Toto. Now, my was no more.